This is KGW News at noon.
The smoke and haze is improving here in the metro area. This is a live look over downtown Portland from our Wells Fargo Skycam. The difference may be subtle, but things definitely moving in the right direction. Thanks for joining us this noon. Let's head back to the Weather Center where meteorologist Chris McGinnis has the updated outlook.
Yeah, good afternoon, Brenda. The sky conditions improving, right? And we can see that plainly on our Wells Fargo sky camera. In fact, I think if you look a little bit here, our camera's kind of pointed off to the north and east. So as you look off to the east, the air has kind of a creamier, smokier look to it. Off to the west, you almost start to see a little hue of blue there, right? Let's take it to the Oregon coast because it is clearer. Smoke-free on the Oregon coast. That's a beautiful look right now from Cannon Beach. Meanwhile, in the Willamette Valley, it's a different story. The murky camera look here from our camera in Dayton. This is at the Stoller Vineyard, pointed off to the east. Usually we can see the Cascades in the distance. You cannot. And this is still in the category of yuck. This is out in the Dalles, right? This is Oregon's Veterans Home in the Dalles, and the thick smoke still blankets the east end of the gorge. We can see that the air quality in the metro area has improved significantly from this morning, but we still have some red dots out here indicating unhealthy air in Hood River and Wasco County and very unhealthy air in portions of Jefferson and Deschutes County. The good news is we are still on track to see the westerly flow through a deep enough layer of the atmosphere to continue clearing and thinning that smoke as we progress through the afternoon. So sky conditions and air quality will continue to improve nearly statewide, but especially for the western part of the state as we go to the afternoon. That said, a comfortable afternoon with highs only getting up to about 80, maybe 81 degrees this afternoon. Much improved air quality tomorrow. Also significant rain in the eastern part of the state. We'll look at that and your 7-day forecast in just a few minutes. Brenda?
Thank you, Chris. Now to Washington, where crews are battling dangerous wildfires near Spokane. The flames have led to evacuations and a state of emergency. NBC's Jesse Kirsch has the latest.
As the summer of wild weather and vicious wildfires continues, blazes raging overnight in the Northwest. The Oregon road fire turning structures into rubble. So far, fires causing more than 25,000 acres to burn in Spokane County alone. The Gray Fire burning more than 10,000 acres.
We saw a big plume in the air and we were like, oh, that looks a little bit close.
Sparked Friday, claiming roughly 185 structures in its path, forcing evacuation orders for thousands. Mary Cox and her daughter Lisa were told to get out.
If our home's there, fine. If it's not, well, we'll just take it as it comes.
While the city of Medical Lake ravaged.
I just can't imagine what Medical Lake is going through. There's going to be a lot of displaced people.
Also burning, the far smaller Winona Fire. The trio of fires fueled by excessive heat and high winds. Governor Jay Inslee touring an evacuation shelter Sunday.
We've got to understand we're up against a monster here that we've never felt before. That's climate change.
Some families now holding on to memories after leaving so much else behind. People like Melissa Thurman, who says her home burned down.
When you lay eyes on that, what goes through your mind?
I can't even explain the feeling of knowing that like everything that you worked for is gone. Yeah, so there's going to be insurance and stuff, but it doesn't make up for, what you see when you see all of your stuff turn to ash.
That was Jesse Kirsch reporting. President Biden is in Maui today, taking a look at the devastation caused by the deadly wildfires there. He and the First Lady are expected to meet with first responders, officials, and survivors. There has been a terrible loss of life and land. Authorities say they've recovered at least 106 sets of human remains, most of which have yet to be identified. Many more people are still missing. You can help the people of Maui by donating to the KGW Northwest Response Fund. We've partnered with the American Red Cross. Just text the word FIRE to the number on your screen, 503-226-5088, and we'll text you a link to donate. You can also give in person at any branch of U.S. Bank. So far, viewers have helped us raise just over $45,000, so a big thank you to everyone who's taken time to give. Multnomah County reported 2 more suspected heat-related deaths last week. The medical examiner said one person was found in North Portland, the other in Northeast, but it's not clear exactly when they died. That brings the total lives lost to 6. Now to that massive storm drenching the Southwest and putting lives at risk. Tropical storm Hillary is dumping inches of rain on Southern California, leading to severe weather conditions and life-threatening floods. Erin McLaughlin has the latest.
Hillary slamming the Southwest, officials calling the drenching and dangerous event a once-in-a-lifetime storm. As heavy bands of rain barreled towards Southern California, the National Hurricane Center warned of catastrophic and life-threatening flooding. Overnight mudslides forcing cars off the road and bringing traffic to a total standstill on I-10 near Palm Springs. The storm's so severe there, the city announced overnight its 911 phone lines were down. And in Forest Falls, firefighters trapped after a mudslide cut off roads around their station. Around Los Angeles, a double dose of Mother Nature's power as a 5.1 magnitude earthquake rattled Ventura and LA counties.
Yeah, I felt something.
The state's Office of Emergency Services issuing tropical storm, earthquake, and tornado warnings, all within an hour of each other. Hillary now the first tropical storm to hit Southern California in nearly 3 decades. Toppling trees, submerging cars, and triggering landslides. The massive system drenching the mountains and deserts, even flooding this emergency room in Rancho Mirage. Experts say the area's terrain make these downpours more dangerous and potentially more deadly. Residents in high-risk areas urged to evacuate, but some choosing to hunker down.
Why are you staying?
Because we always stay. We wrote every one of them out, even the fires, right to the door, every time.
The storm, once a Category 4 hurricane, first made landfall in Mexico, where treacherous flash floods turned roads into raging rivers. Mexican authorities say one person died after their car was swept away just north of Santa Rosalia. Now, as California deals with the deluge, Hillary's fury is moving north.
An update now on the breaking news we brought you here on Sunrise. Portland police telling us they have 2 people in custody following a shooting in Southeast. This happened around 112th and Holgate at an apartment complex. No one was hurt, but residents were temporarily ordered to stay in their homes and lock their doors and windows. PPB saying all of this started after an officer responding to a different call saw 2 people shooting into an apartment.
There were 2 suspects that the officer saw, and those 2 suspects ran off into the neighborhood. Because the officer was there, he was really quickly able to get cover units to respond and to help out. And they set up a fairly small perimeter where they believe they have the 2 suspects inside.
Roads in the area have now reopened. The names of the people in custody, they're described as a man and a juvenile, have not been released. Well, starting today, 150 members of the Portland Police Force will start wearing body cameras. This is a 2-month pilot program, and if it goes well, all officers will start wearing cameras in October. Until now, Portland was the largest municipal police department in the country without body cameras. Here's how the program works. Officers are required to turn on their cameras for every call. The cameras will automatically turn on whenever an officer pulls a gun or taser, or when their cruiser lights go on. PPB says officers cannot delete, edit, or alter recorded video. The system also keeps track of who watches a video and when. Tonight, a vote on the new map of Portland's newly redrawn city council districts. The Independent District Commission is expected to okay it. This is part of a voter-approved plan to divvy up the city and change the way elections run. Next year, the City Council will have 12 members elected through ranked choice voting. There will be 3 members from each district. That final vote happens at 6 p.m. A woman missing from Ridgefield for several days has been found. 33-year-old Jessica Rogers Fern had been missing since last Tuesday, according to her family. Her husband says she was seen along the Columbia River in Vancouver and had been talking to people there, but her car was later found empty in Clackamas. Rogers Fern is the mother of 2 young kids. A social media post from her family says she was found safe and is now home.